This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham, and I've got Omar Simony with me. Thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having me.
You are with Theatre Night in Merrickville.
Yes.
How long have you been with them?
I can't count the years, but I started shortly after I moved to Merrickville, so I started in 1992.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
And been sort of off and on, and mostly on for the probably last decade or so anyway.
Okay, so we're going to talk about a play that's coming up, and you're the director. So have you been in plays? Have you done all?
Yeah, so most of my time I've been either in the plays or, helping build the set or the risers. So Theatre Night in Merrickville, we don't have a theatre. What we have is occasional access to the community center, which means that we start with a bare floor and have a day to put up the frame of the theater, and now we also put the audience on risers so that you can get a decent view. And so putting that all together, and then of course after the Sunday matinee is over, take it all down and return it to the bare floor so that it can be once again the venue for yoga and line dancing and seniors fitness and all of those other things the Merrickville Community Center does.
You really do. You transform a community center into a theater.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Where do you store all this?
Well, we're fortunate. We've got two spots. There is a spot where the floor lives because it will all stack, so it's like an IKEA project.
Okay.
Only Robertson screws instead of IKEA keys, and that's actually in the community center where they keep all of the chairs and the tables for craft shows and stuff like that. And we have a lovely green boxcar that's out on the fairgrounds, or just off the fairgrounds. So it's a classic piece of Canadian Railway history that we keep all of the back part of the stage.
Wow.
In.
It's amazing. Yeah, that in itself is amazing, what you do to the community center to make it look like a theater. Now we're talking about Siberian Summer. It's a comedy?
Yes.
And you're the director?
Yes. So we're doing a comedy because I like comedies, and I stuck my hand up and said I'd like to direct something, and that's the way Theatre Night in Merrickville usually goes, is somebody sticks up their hand and says I'd like to direct something, and then finds a play. And this particular play actually won an award for the play itself. Now most theater awards go to a production, but not to actually the script.
Okay.
So there's Tom Hendy Awards, and they actually go to the script. So that's how I came across it. And when I read it, I said, wow, this looks great. Can we do it? Because in the script, the author recommends that you use projection screens to create the scenes. So I approached our technical people and said, do you think we can do this? Because we're looking at not just regular projection, but we're looking at rear projection, so where the projector sits behind the screen, and that way, of course, the actors don't make shadows on the screen when they're working in front of it. So that's been quite an adventure.
Absolutely.
We started with borrowing a screen, and we found a projector to borrow, and then we borrowed another screen, and we said, well, it'd be really great if we could have two screens. So we actually approached our membership and said, can we spend some money and buy this fancy ultra short throw rear projector? And they said yes, so we're able to put up two screens for our show.
All right. Now, you did get some new visual aids, and that's what you're talking about then, yes? Oh,
yes.
Wow.
So, and in addition, we'd put in a proposal to the Lions Club in Merrickville, and they very generously approved it to get a screen, because with all of these things, you can't just use a regular screen. There's specialty screens. And so they were very generous and gave us some money to buy that. whole story in there. We went to a company in Montreal. However, the screen actually comes from Dubai.
Oh.
And with current events in the Middle East, we won't be able to get it. So the Lions Club said, sure, you can get a different one. So we've had to do that.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Now it's called Siberian Summer. What's it
Yes.
about?
So 3 friends, retired ladies, do their traveling together. They're friends and travel companions. And one of them says, you know what? Let's seize the day and have the adventure of a lifetime. We will take the Trans-Siberian Railway and extend it, so we're going to go all the way from St. Petersburg all the way down to Beijing. And after some initial hesitation from at least one of the characters, they say, okay, let's do this, we'll do this. But they discover that the tour company says it's cheaper to have 4 than 3, so one of the character's son comes along as well, because he's, well, he can't be between jobs because he has to have had a job to be between jobs.
Okay. So he really is just going along for the ride.
So he's going to, you know, as it says, he's there to carry his mom's baggage, and, you know, literal and figurative.
All right, all right. Now, some of this takes place on the train and some of it off as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So again, that's a bit of a challenge in staging, and how do you sort of convey that, because, you know, it's then hard to have a lot of stuff on the stage. So we've gone with the screens are going to be the primary source of information as to where you are.
Okay.
And, you know, finding the balance for that is a little fun. But yeah, so we start in Louise's living room, and then we go to the airplane and the airport, and then to see St. Petersburg Palace, and then we're on the train for the next leg of the journey. And some stuff happens on the train in the sleeper cars, and some stuff happens in the dining car, and then some stuff happens, as I say, off the train as well.
Wow. The transition from all these different sites and everything is going to be amazing to see.
Well, it is. And so one of the challenges with Theatre Night in Merrickville is we don't have a curtain. So we can't raise and lower a curtain, and we can't raise and lower a backdrop. So we are asking the audience to, you know, suspend disbelief and come along with us on that journey, and figure out that, okay, this is train, this is not train, and sort of go with that flow. But one of the things as an audience member I've seen is, you know, going to the Fringe Festival, or some things like the North Grenville Theatre is putting on, it sounds like, with their, what is it?
Romance on the Road?
Romance on the Road series, is you don't need a lot of set pieces to tell the story.
Right,
That a lot of the time, you know, having a very minimal amount of set pieces can tell the story just as well as a very detailed kind of set. You do have to pick the right story, and I think this one lends itself to that approach.
Excellent,
Or at
excellent.
least I hope so.
I'm sure it does, I'm sure it does. April 30th to May 3rd. So
Yes.
April 30th, May 1st, May 2nd, and the 3rd. So.
The 3rd, the Sunday, is a matinee at 2 o'clock. The other ones are at 7.
All right, all right. And tickets, how do people get tickets?
Merrickvilletheatre.org. Or, you know, I mean, at this point, I don't know if it's because I've gone there often enough, but you can usually just put in TNIM and Google will find it for you.
There you go. That's the easy way. Now, you had a trivia night just recently, too, for Theatre Night.
Yes, we did. So a year or two ago, we had, you know, let's just have some fun evenings for things. And so one of our fun evenings we'd had a couple of years ago was a trivia night, and we had one just recently, and it was very successful. Our quizmaster, Barry Patrick, did up all of the questions, and we had about 40 people crammed into the Legion, and by all reports I've heard, quite enjoying themselves.
Excellent, excellent. Now, there's also a book that's just published, too, 50 Years of Theatre Night in Merrickville as well, too.
Yes, so it's a memory book. So it's got various people's memories from as far back as we could actually get, and photos as far back as we could actually get, to try to have a representative history of theatre night in Merrickville, given that it has been around for 50 years. After its original start as a fundraiser for the health center in Merrickville, which has since expanded, you know, so it now, well, there's a branch in Smith Falls here of the health center that got started in Merrickville that 50 years ago.
Yes, excellent, excellent. So that book itself too, you can look for it on merrickvilletheatre.org as well?
Yes.
And you can find it there. It's only $20. Oh my goodness. That's
Again, same price as a ticket, but you get to keep it.
Yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right. So tickets, once again, speaking of which, tickets, you can get them at merrickvilletheatre.org?
Yes.
Or you will have them at the door?
Yes.
Don't be disappointed though.
Don't be disappointed.
Don't be disappointed. Get them ahead of time.
Buy many, buy early.
Yes, that's right.
And the thing is, of course, we don't have reserved seating, so while there isn't a really, really bad seat in the house, again, like any theater, some are better than others.
Right, right,
So.
right. And so again, it's April 30th, May 1st, May 2nd at 7?
At 7.
7, and May 3rd is?
The matinee at 2.
At 2 o'clock. And that is at the Merrickville Community Center. Thank you very
Yes.
much for coming here. Once again, Omar Simony, you are the director of Siberian Summer with Theatre Night in Merrickville. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.